Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at WallStreetLiveChat.com. We're going to take a look at the markets today. It was a great day today for anybody playing options or swinging when we had some massive swings today. Taking a look at SPY, we went up huge this morning. I think we were up, the Dow was up 154. I don't recall what this one was up at its highest point. And then we swung all the way back down to the downside after Bernanke said some confusing things, and then they're talking about easing up in June possibly. So, we've been on a steady push to the upside. We needed this. Hopefully it lasts a couple of days, and we can fill some of these gaps and then resume more to the upside. Taking a look here, where can we go? You look at the RSI; it's starting to turn down. RSI 14. You don't have it turned down on the Arun yet. Definitely had some profit taking today, and it's looking good that way. We have right here, we have a little gap to get filled. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, month or so, we can get back down here in this area to get it filled and go from there. Somewhere in here, hopefully you plan right, and we'll be able to make some money on that one. You can't hold these things forever. They're not going to go up forever. You need to lock the profits in when you can. Taking a look at the Dow, we have some support right here. Oops. And then we have the bottom over here. A nice retrace. You have 4 bottoms right here that we can keep an eye on for a bounce right in this area. A little more upside, and then start to come down. By June, all these guys are going to be starting to really take their profits before this easing comes in. So we might have the bounce up here and then start to head down. I mean, you can't ride this thing until 20,000, because after this, what's left? There's nothing left. So you can either ride it all the way up and ride it all the way down, or you can buy and think it's going to 20,000. But that's your decision. ISRG, we were waiting for a break, and the break finally happened today. It's held this trend line right here. Let me move this up. We had the support level here, and we were waiting today for this trend line to be broken. And when it broke, it triggered. As you can see, it triggered really nice. We've had puts, this is why this circle's here, in this area. Sold them down here. We gathered more puts over here after we had these tops, and we just got rid of everything. It was a great day. If you look at the 15-minute chart, it's very oversold on this one, so that's what triggered us to get out. We're down around 25 or so, and you notice the curl up, okay, in the last 15 minutes. Now that's why you wanted to, and you had a couple of big buys right here, also a double bottom. So you have to plan accordingly. Now, so what's next here? Basically, you're looking at this line right here, to come up here and then head back down again. But it should have to get through here first. If it gets through here, then you look up, it'll probably go a little bit higher. If not, we're going to resume to the downside, and that's on the 15-minute chart. That's how we're swinging it during the day. All right, so we rode it right from the get-go and rode it all the way down. It was a perfect setup. PCLN, same thing. PCLN, let's look at the 15-minute chart on the daily here. You can see where the trigger happened. Okay, we had this gap. It was never filled on the upside on the 15-minute. And then we came down and rolled the base of the cloud all the way down, and we had a double bottom on the last 45 minutes, and then she's short covers, whatever the case may be. The one thing I do like about it on the 15-minute, the Arun is kicking to the upside, and you're at 32, so it's oversold. So it looks like you can get a nice little bounce out of it. Sold all the put positions in chat today. Live chat, we're doing this live all day long. WallStreetLiveChat.com. Stop in anytime. It's free and it's fun. So on the daily for PCLN, you know, this is a pretty aggressive move right here, and you know, we dropped these last 2 days after this double top right here, and I think we can get a little bounce out of it, but I think we're going to continue to the downside and maybe come down to the 750 area, somewhere in that area, and then maybe take off to the upside. If it gets below that on aggressive selling, you know, keep an eye in this area over here. Somewhere in here, but I mean, you're pretty much profited at this point, so just wait and pick your entry, you know, be choosy. But your RSI is up to 73, still, you know, it's overbought, has plenty of room to the downside. Your Arun is just starting to turn down, you know, so you have time for this to keep coming down much more. So I'm looking right around that area right there. Apple. You know, believe it or not, Apple was very strong today. You know, it took that. Let's see if I can get rid of this thing. It took a little bit of a beating when the market was pounding, but you know what? She came back nice and strong. We have an inverted head and shoulders, and we're just getting ready to come up and test it again. I don't see why it won't. We're looking at the 465 area. I think we have it. I think we have posted 465, and then you know, depending on the volume, it's going to determine which way we go from there. You know, we do have this gap right here that has to be filled. Okay, and that's right around 515. Fills this gap right here. So if we can get aggressive this time and break it, it looks like we could pop up and close that gap before coming down a little bit and then moving higher to the upside. Okay, that's what it looks like there for Apple. A couple that had a really good. Actually, let's look at this one. Tesla had some big swings today. I guess today or tomorrow they're paying off that big government loan. It's had some big moves. You know, at the same time, right now we have it held this double bottom. Okay, you got a double bottom support right here. You know, pinned it, and bounced off it. Granted, it closed a little bit red today. Selling candles are not huge at all. You know, it's going to make a decision tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day either it's going to start heading up to the upside and come test these highs and maybe even make new highs. Okay, or it's just going to channel in this area or bust to the downside. But you have much less selling, and any selling that's coming in, they're pretty much holding it in a $5 range. So, you know, to me, it looks strong. Your RSI is a little bit high. It's up at 77. You know, your Arun's coming down, so it might have to consolidate a little while in here and then decide what it's going to do. So keep an eye on that one. MJN. MJN had a big move today. It's getting ready to come up and test this high right here, and from there, who knows where it can go. Let's see if I can pull out a little more of a time frame. I'll go weekly. You know, that's pretty much it right there. You know, it's your RSI is at 62, plenty of room to the upside. Your Arun's really high, so if it breaks through and holds, and that should be support for higher moves to the upside. So keep an eye on MJN. Keep an eye on that one. Okay, let's. Archon had a good day today. Archon. You know, this one's fun because it has some nice spikes. You know, there's enough to play with. You just have to catch it at the right time. Here, I would suspect, you know, this is going to be support now, but I think it's going to start moving to the upside a little bit more. You're plenty of room on your RSI. It's at 46. So depending on what happens tomorrow, you know, don't be a chaser. You know, so you can see pretty much if you draw these trend lines out and you understand what it's doing and where it's going, you know, all right. So that's pretty much why it stopped where it was today. Okay, and then at the same time, you have on the, you know, kind of an uptrend coming here. Okay, so she's coming into a pinch. So where's a good buy breakout? The buy breakout is when she gets over this and holds this trend line. Okay, that'll be the buy breakout move hot to the move higher to the upside. But for now, you know, pick your entries. It looks like it has the you know, support right under this stack right here. Okay, there's a whole stack of candles in here. Looks like that's where the support is going to be right now. So aggressively, what you're looking for is to break this trend line to get to the upside. If not, wait for it to come back and consolidate, and then you know, pick your entries. You know, it has plenty of room to move, so just keep an eye on that one. SGOC. All right, SGOC. This one here, we had, let me just draw this. We had a nice move today. There's some nice action, but again, here's one of those things that you wanna follow what the trend is. All right, you want to know where your support is, and you want to pick your entries. Okay, $1 to $1.21. You know, this looks good. This looks like it has plenty of move to the upside, but I wouldn't rush to get in. I would probably wait until it came back to, you know, 110, somewhere in that area. Let it accumulate and get a confirmation that it's going to head more to the upside. Big one today, CLNT. I don't know if anybody caught that one, but that thing's a rocket ship. Where's it going? You know, if you pull it out on the weekly, I know we had some questions about that today. If you throw out the weekly, and what you're looking at is, you know, let me see if I can get this. All right, you came up and you broke this wick here. Okay, so in all reality, your next resistance on this, even though it's up pretty big, is probably way up here, you know, right 30, 33, 34 area. You know, that's probably your next resistance. But do you jump in after a massive day like that? No, you wait and pick your entry level. You know, if you look on any dip, you know, you might be able to catch it. Might be able to catch it in the $6 area if it pulls back. You know, because I see over here where this is going to be a little bit of support in this area. So I'm in a huge volume day. Your RSI is up at 77. Your Arune's up at the roof. You know, give it a few days, but you know, definitely pick your entries. If you missed it, you know, don't buy tomorrow and say it's going to $400. But it could. I mean, I don't know. But this has a lot of room to go to the upside. There's a lot of room to go to the upside. Let's look at STP. You know, Solar's are pretty hot. STP had, you know, has had a nice move off this bottom here. You know, there was some profit taken today, some selling today. You know, a couple things you have to look at and figure out where it's going to go is, you know, you have, you know, your Arune is still way down here. You have great candle here, and your RSI is only at, you know, 37. So as long as the volume increases and continues to go, then it's just going to go up. Why wouldn't it? You know, but you want to make sure, you know, you pick your entries. You see where it closed. You know, previous candles give you the direction. So I'm at the top of that wick. Okay, so that was resistance, but that broke it and came back, and now that's where it is now. So what we need to do now at this point is get through this triple top right here. All right, that should be the next. You might have a little bit resistance underneath this, but I don't see anything big. But you have all this volume and everything starting to pick up. So definitely keep an eye on that one. All right, which one didn't I look at? Let's look at Netflix real quick. Netflix. Well, this thing is, you know, it's had a hell of a move, you know, to the upside. So it's time for this to do something. What's it gonna do? Who knows? Let's take a look. I see support right here. You have a triple bottom right here. Okay, it's a few dollars away from where it is now, maybe about $88, somewhere in that area. You know, so you can get, if we get under this wick here, these two wicks right here, you know, then look for it to come down and test this area. Okay, you know, your Arune is at 92, pulling down, and you know, you get 61 on your RSI, which is okay. The selling is not that much selling, believe it or not. So you know, there are holders in this. Today, especially after today, you would expect something, that's selling candles today to be absolutely massive, and it's not. So people want this higher. So pick your entry and play it the best way you can. Google. Days like today are a buying opportunity. Google has had an incredible run. It's been a blast. It has, these things need to breathe. There's nothing wrong with the company. It's just, you get into these overbought positions, and you have to make sure that you're taking your profits and doing what you need to do. But I mean, you have a nice bottom. I would assume, okay, it's going to stay in this area above this trend line right here. That's my assumption. If it breaks down that trend line, I would be, I'd definitely be getting out of it. But I would suspect that we're going to be somewhere. If you look at this top right here, these double tops, I would say we're going to be in that area. If that doesn't hold, I'm going to come down to this one. And you look for somewhere in the 8. If 850 doesn't hold, I would be picking it up in the 800 area. Somewhere around here. I wouldn't expect Google's going to get crushed, but your RSI is 70. It's overbought. You need to have these days that are going to just pull down and get fixed. One more real quick, because we've made a lot of money on this. Silver, SLV. It's had some erratic moves, and here we are way down here. At this point, that's pretty. To me, it's great pricing. There was some nice volume here. We have an upper trend line. We have an upper channel that has to be filled. We have an upper gap, excuse me. Right in this area that has to be filled. That's 25.20. That's what we're watching right now. Making a couple flips today. It was a few 100% in the last couple of days that you could make on both on either side on these. I would suspect that silver is going to be accumulated over the next couple of days and then move higher to the 25.20 before possibly pulling back again, or maybe moving to the upside. You have a confirmation of a true upside after you get through this trend line right here. Okay, so look for a consolidation after we hit this, fill this gap. Look for a consolidation, okay, and then move to break this trend line right here to get aggressive to the upside. Silver had a big move, and it's trading. It's trading like a champ. I really don't see it coming down to this area where this whole box is here, 18. Who knows? But your RS, look at your RSI. Your RSI is 13. Okay, so your Arun is way down on the bottom. So you are in a very oversold position right now. So it's getting to the point where people are going to accumulate because there's only one thing that can happen. The thing's going to explode to the upside. Just because of that fact. So just trading it, that's the way I'm looking at it right now, and a few of our members. So we go through this stuff all day long, picking charts, having a blast. So stop in sometime, wallstreetlivechat.com, and share your thoughts, and we'll share our thoughts, and we'll all make money together. All right, this is Matt. See you there.